Your kids might have enjoyed staying home from school because of all the snow and freezing temperatures we had to deal with, but what about when they have to make all those days up? WSBT's Annie Chang has been looking into the different options schools have when it comes to making up those days. Annie, they either extend the current school day or they can tack on the extra days to the end of the school year.
Or, Jennifer, they could hold online classes on Saturdays. But most corporations are only considering the first two options you mentioned, and there are pros and cons to both. Now, adding an hour to the school day could cut into extracurriculars. It can make it harder for parents to coordinate pickup times and daycare arrangements. But tacking days onto the end of the year means potentially cutting into any vacation plans families might have already made. Corporations like Bremen Schools have already made the call. Their last school day will be June 4th. 5 days later than scheduled. But Tina Halteman, mom of 3 Bremen kids, says it's the most tolerable option.
The other options they threw out there, like Saturdays, you're not going to want, especially high schoolers, you're not going to want them to go to school on Saturdays.
Other districts like Penn Harris Madison say they're waiting to hear from the state before they decide what to do. State School Superintendent Glenda Ritz announced last week that schools will be allowed to stay in session for an extra hour for as many days as they need.
Time for time. If you were able to do that for 2 days worth of time, then that's what you would do. You would add the time within the school structure.
But Nikki Johnson, a mom of 2 PHM students, doesn't like that idea.
And I know my 2 kids, by the end of the day, with homework and with extra activities and everything, they're done, and they need that time to kind of relax at home.
The state already waived 2 days, January 6th and 7th, for all public schools. And most corporations have a few snow days already built into their calendars. When you take those away, here's what's left. South Bend schools still have 4 days to make up and say their options are limited other than adding them on to the end of the year. PHM has 4 and Elkhart School still has 5 to make up. And whether it means more days or more hours, all those involved know there's no perfect solution.
I don't know that there's a win-win situation.
A spokesperson from the Indiana Department of Education tells me Superintendent Ritz will be sending schools her suggestions for makeup options later on this week. That being said, they say it's up to each individual corporation to decide what's best for their district. Live in the studio, I'm Annie Chang, WSBT Channel 22 News.